Hello, yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
All right, good evening. On my own part also, I'm not yet cleared. Because the question was to design the Amazon or the Apple website, and of which we did
Mm.
the last time. So what Miss Believe gave us, no, told us this afternoon is that we find the comments on our Figma board, and on checking my Figma board, I can't find any. So I don't know how
Check,
to go
check,
about that.
check your mail. The mail you use for your Figma. Check it.
I should check my
Check it.
mail.
Yes, check the mail. Yes, check your inbox, your mail. You will see all the comments there on your mail.
All right,
Then
all
you
right,
then you know where to apply it.
all right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, guys. So today I'll be taking the class today, and we're going to design a simple landing page using the design system. So I think if you can remember 2 weeks ago, we talked about how to design grid, how to create a design grid. And I think Mrs. Bomatu also taught you guys how to create style guide. I don't know if you can remember. So today I'm going to teach you how to design a landing page, a very simple landing page using the design system. And I told you design system, we have the fonts, color, we have the text style, we have the spacing and all of them. So today we are going to design a very simple landing page. So this is our Figma, and we're going to click on the frame, and we're going to select the desktop frame. Let's select the desktop frame. So this is the desktop frame, right? So we are going to rename our frame to landing page. Now, this is what we have. So we are going to create the layout grid. And if you can remember, I taught you guys how to create the layers grid. So this is what we have. So we are going to click on the plus icon, and we're going to click on this layout grid setting, and we are going to select column. So for web, I told you guys when designing for a web, we use count 12, while for mobile is 6. For iPad, we use 8. So since we are using the web, we are going to use count of 12 and margin of 50. Let's use 50 and see how it looks. So our gutter is already, the default size is already 20. So we are going with 20. So if you check, this is what we have. So we'll drop it. Now, so we have this layer grid. So now we want to create it as a star guide. Now, if you watch at the right hand side, everything here is empty because we don't have any design system at all. So we want to create our design system so that it will be very easy for us while designing our landing page. So the first thing we are going to do now, let's create our layers grid as a design system. So we are going to click on this style. We're going to click on it. So this is going to come up. We're going to click on the plus icon, create style. So you click on the create style. So this will pop up. So let's use count 12. So let's use 12 counts for the web design. So then you click on create style. So if you watch, our grid style has been created. This is it. So once you click here and you turn off this eye, it's going to be, so even if you duplicate this screen and you don't have strength of creating, or let's say I click on the frame, for those of us that like clicking double time, so you click on it. So instead of creating another layout grid for it, so what you have to do is just once you click here, you click on this star guide, click on this, and you click on this, it goes for this one too. Same thing applies to the remaining, just like that. For those of us that like selecting frame, so just click on this and click on this. So by the time you turn off this eye, all of them goes off at the same time. So now I'm going to teach you guys how to create text styles. So now for our layer, we have our layers grid. Now for the text style, let's go for our text style. So we have to create all our design system before starting our landing page. So this is what we are going to do. Click on the T, click here, and I will say header. So if you look at it, it's very tiny. Let me zoom in. It's very tiny. So what I'm going to do is, this is what we have, and our default text is enter. So we are going to use Montserrat. So we are going to use Montserrat. So let's use Montserrat M. So click on the drop down and look for it. So this is what we're going to use, Montserrat. And we have regular here. So let's use bold and let's increase this guy to 40. So this is what we have. So this is it. We have this. So now I want to create this as my style guide for the text. If you watch, we only have the grid system, which is this. So what I'm going to do is the same way I did for my layout grid for this guy, is the same way I'm going to do for this guy also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this icon here. I'm going to click on it. It's going to show me no text style has been created and all. So I'm going to click on the plus icon and I'm going to say, call this 40 pixels header text. So this is what I have. I've created. So this is what I have. This is it. This is it here. So now let's say subtitle. For the subtitle, I'm going to take it off. So if you duplicate it, it's going to show you this. But if you click on the text, you can just create your own. So this is what I have. So I'm going to click on this to remove it. So this is what I'm going to say, call this semi-bold, and I'm going to reduce this to, let's say 30. So let's reduce this to medium. So I'm trying to create all my design system before starting my design. This is too tiny. So let's make this one semi-bold. Let's drop it here. And let's call this, let's say 30 pixels and subtitle. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, so we're trying to create our, so let's call this title, or let's just say text. So I'm going to click, call this medium, or let's say, okay, let's just call it title, so I won't get confused along the way. So we call this title and we'll say 20, or let's say 24, and we'll go with medium. So this is what, the same way you did for this guy, that is the same way you're going to do this. So we're going to create this as 24 pixels, and we're going to call this title. So you drop it. So if you watch, you see that my text style are being created. I have 3, 1, 2, 3. So the same way I'm going to create for all of them and drop, so that my work designing it to be very easy for me. So if I just need to change it, to be very easy for me to just change them quickly. So I'm going to select.
We can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm creating the 4th one, which is this. So I select regular and 18. So what I'm going to do, the same way I create my style guide for this text style, sorry, I'm going to create for this also. So I'm going to click on it and call this 18. And I'm going to call 18 pixels. So I'm going to score this text. So we are good to go. So our text style has been created. So we're going to keep it one corner. So what we need here again is our colors. So what color are we going to use? Let's use blue, for instance. So you click on the rectangle. For those of us that love using shortcut, just click on R, then expand your rectangle the way you want. So I'm going to select my color. I'm going to click on the color. I'm going with color blue. So this is the color I'm going with. So I have this. I'm going to duplicate this. And let's use gray color. So I'm going to use gray color. Have this. So I'm going to duplicate again. So I have this for the whites. So I'm going to duplicate this again. I'm going to use the lighter shade of gray. So I'm going to use this. So this is the 4 colors we are going to use. So we have blue, we have the dark, we have, let's make this a little bit darker. Okay, we have this is good. And let's make this a little bit lighter, sorry. So let's go select blue. So let's make this. Okay, let's make this, this is perfect. So this is the 4 colors we'll be using. And now we want to create our color style. So what we are going to do, we are going to click on this. So the same way you did for this text, that is the same way you will do for this. So this is what we are going to do. So just the same way you click on this. Please remember, we don't click on the plus icon because it's going to give you another color. So what you're going to do is click on this icon here that shows you star. So click on it, click on the plus icon, and we'll call this our primary color. So we're going to call this our primary color. So this is what we have. Now our color style is being created. So we click on this and same way you did for others. So you're going to call this secondary color. So we're going to call this body text. Just say body text, or you can give it any name you want to give it. I'm just giving it my own name so that it will be very easy for me. So I'm going to call this also for whites. So this is our white color. So while designing along the way, if we need any other color to add, we can just quickly add the color styles. So this is what we have. We have our grid system is being created. We have our text styles and we have our color style. So this is what we have. So we are good to go now. So now let's create our button and job and make that a component. So we're going to create our button. So I'm going to use this guy for the button. Let's use this. So we're going to duplicate this. So you're going to write button for it and you're going to drop it. So we're going to click on R now. So I'm going to teach you guys how to create button. So you're going to check, you may align to the center and horizontal and vertical. So we're going to make this an auto layout. So this is what we have. So now I want to adjust my button very well. So while trying to adjust my button, I noticed that the button.
Please, can you go back a little bit, please?
Okay. Okay, now this is what we have, right? This is what we have. So I want to use this particular text. So I'll duplicate it and I turn it to button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, either you select the rectangle shape or you just click on, or you just type on your keyboard, just type Shift A. You've created an auto layout. So another shortcut, how to learn shortcut on your Figma. There is an icon here, help our resources. So once you click here, just go to its keyboard shortcut and check for whatever stuff you're looking for. So this is it. For my text, this is it. This is it. So this is it. So on your keyboard, just click on Shift A, it will give you auto layer. So while trying to adjust, you see that your button text is just stagnant to one direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this frame and I'll come to my auto layout by the right hand side and I'll click on this alignment and padding icon here. I'm going to click on it. So it's showing me that this guy is standing at the top left of my frame. So I'm going to move it to the center. So it's not being in the center. So now let me check if it's going to move. So as I'm adjusting this guy, so the button is standing, it's trying to adjust itself at the center of the frame. Do you understand now?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm trying to create my button. I'm trying to drop everything I need for my landing page so that while designing it will be very easy for me. So this is it. So I'm going to give it a fill color. So I'm going to scroll down and go to this fill color, and I'm going to click on the plus icon. Or if you don't have strength of clicking to the plus icon, you can just click on this style and select your permanent color. So this is what we have. So I'm going to click on the button also and click on this and select my white. So I'm good to go. You get? So I'm going to give this a corner radius of 10. So this is what I have. So I'm going to make this a component. And now trying to make this a component means if I make this guy a component, so I don't have to start adjusting all my buttons. So what I have to do is just to go to the master component and edit this one or adjust this particular guy. Then every other one will follow. Let's say, for instance, now now I want to make this a component. So I'm not making something component. You just click on your right hand side, click on this particular stuff you want, and create a component. You see it. So I'm going to create this component. So I'm going to duplicate it. So I want to create two different kinds of buttons, the primary button and the secondary button. So I'm going to click on the plus icon at the variant. So I'm going to add new variant. I'm going to click here. We have two buttons. So let's make this the secondary button. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go down and give this a stroke of 2, for instance. And I'm going to take off this color, and I'm going to make this stroke our primary color, and the button inside, I'm going to give it our primary color. So we have two buttons here. So we are good to go. So do you understand the way I created my button? Did you understand how I did my button?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So our landing page. Okay, so we are good to go. So any other thing we need while creating our landing page, we're going to create them and drop at the side. So that it will be very easy for us. Let's say, for example, I am your tutor and I want to review your design. So by the time I check here, I will know every other thing for you to adjust. Okay, Ishaka, you have a question. Yeah, unmute and ask your question. Abdulaziz, you have a question.
Please, can you retake the button? Thank you. It's not clear. Right. Thank you.
Okay. I have to undo. Okay, now I'm going to start from afresh for the button. So this is what we have. Okay, let me delete it, and this is it. So I'm going to duplicate this. So depending what you want, let's just use this text, for instance. So I'm going to duplicate it here, and I'm going to say button. So this is what we have, right? So now I told you guys, or there's another way for you to do your auto layouts if you don't want to use the shortcut. So you're going to click on the button, you're going to right click, and you're going to create, okay. So you're going to click on this add auto layout. So it's going to give you Shift and A. You understand? So I'm going to click on the add auto layout. So this is what we have. And now I want to create my button. So I'm going to go to the field, click on this guy style, and I'm going to give it our primary color field. And I'm going to change the text color. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to be white. So this is what I have. And now I'm trying to create our button. I'm going to give it a corner radius of 10. Now, this button is too small, and I want to adjust it. So by the time you adjust it, this guy is standing, the button text is just standing on its own. So what I have to do is, after adjusting it the way I want, so I'm going to click on this button as well, and look at the right-hand side of your Figma, then you see auto layout. So I'm going to click on this guy, alignment and padding. So once I click on it, I'm going to click on this. So this is what we have. So once I click on, no matter how I adjust the screen, the button text is always going to be at the center. You understand? So this is an easy way for us to create a button. Instead of using rectangle and your text, then you group them. By the time you want to adjust, to start adjusting the text inside. But with auto layout, it's very easy. So this is what I have. And now I want to have my primary and secondary button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a component. So I've created, if you watch, you see that this has been created a component, which is going to be in form of purple color. And I want to have my secondary button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this plus icon, add new variant. So I'm going to click on it. So this is what I have. So now my second variant, and I want, let's rename this. Okay, this is already default, and we can rename this to secondary button. If you wish to rename. So this is what we have. So we're going to change this. So I'm going to go to stroke, and I'm going to take off the fill color, taking it off. So I'm going to go with stroke of 2, and I'm going to change the color to our primary color. Then the text inside, I'm going to change it to our primary color. So we have 2 buttons. So Abdul Aziz, is your question clear, right?
Yes, ma, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So now back to our landing page. So now let's create our hero section. This is what we have. Now, the first thing we are going to do is going to select the rectangle frame. We're going to zoom in. We're going to take from this place straight to the other place. Now, this is what we have. And you're going to make sure that the same width number we have here is going to be the same for the rectangle. So let's go with 75. And let's change this to white. So this is what we have. And you're going to give this, if you watch, the 2 color has blended. We can't tell where is the header, and we can't tell the hero section. So what we are going to do, we are going to click on the header we're trying to create and go to effects, click our plus icon. Then this is going to come out. So it's giving us a very thick line. So we have to adjust it. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on the rectangle. Then we click on this sun icon, which is the effect setting. We click on it, take it to the top, zoom in. So we're going to reduce the opacity to 5. Let's use 10 for instance, and see how it's turned out to be. Then let's use 10, and let's use 6. So this is what we have. So we're going to reduce the opacity because it's too dark. So we're going to click on it, and we're going to use 6, for instance. Now this is it. This is what we have. So let me turn off my layout grid so you can see it. So this is what we have. So trying to create our hero section, our header. So this is what we have. So we're going to turn on the eye, and we're going to go for this text. So we need this text. So we're going with this text. We'll duplicate it, and we'll take it to this place. Okay. So let's just use this big text as our logo. So let's call this design cook. Let's call it design cook shop, for instance. So let's call it design cook shop, for instance, or yeah. Okay, and let's change the color. Let's just use this, for instance, as our logo. Then we'll move it to this place. So if you watch, the text is going to be big. So what we'll have to do, not for us to start adjust, we just click on it and select the tiny text and just adjust it the way we want. So this is what we have. So let's use this, for instance, as our logo. So now we're going to create our header. So we have home. So you duplicate. We have about us. We have blog. We have contact us. And we have services. So this is what we have. So I'm going to take this guy You will not leave these guys like this. So I'm going to move my logo first of all to this line. Then I'm going to check the measurement. So what we have here is 16. This is perfect. So remember, I told you that our layout grid, we use 50 for our margin, we use 20, which is this, and we use 50. So we're going to move this guy to this place. So I'm going to move this guy too. So I'm going to click on this. So I'm going to align it. So I'm going to click on more option and I'm going to align it horizontal spacing, which has helped me out. So we have 75, we have 75, we have 75, we have 75, and so 75 for each of them. So our header has been created. So we are going to group all, or we are going to frame all. Framing is the best. Instead of grouping, let's frame it. So I'm going to right click and frame section. So this is good to go. So our header has been created. So the next thing we are going to do is to create our hero section. So now I want to create a very simple landing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the rectangle again. Are you all with me?
Yes. Hello, please. I need your help on something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ask your question. Unmute and ask your question.
So this horizontal spacing.
Spacing.
Yeah, it's not working on my like film. I don't know what to do. I've been trying it like ever since I learned that stuff. It's not working.
This option, this place.
Yes,
click on the more option.
Yeah, I know.
Then,
both of them are what. Should I like cast my screen so you can see it or something? I don't know.
Oh, no, not yet. Are you using the desktop app of the browser?
Desktop.
Try the browser if it will work out on your own. I'm using the desktop. All right.
Desktop.
Okay, now let's continue creating our hero section. So we're going to take this to this place, and we're going to take this. So this is what we have. So now let's put our image for it. So first of all, let's dim this color. Let's see if we can try something very neat and eye-catchy. So let's see if we can select this color. Let's select our primary color and do something very funny. So this is what we are having, which is too bad. So what we're going to do, we're going to reduce the opacity. So you can click on this guy and reduce the opacity. So let's just reduce it to 10%. So let's see what we've done. Yeah, this is what we've done. So you can play around with your blue color. Let's make this. Okay, this is perfect. Adelami, sorry to spoil your name. You raised your hand. Ask your question.
All right, I wanted to ask is there a recommended height for the landing page or the hero section? Is there a recommended height or just
No.
how?
No, while we are designing, we're going to preview our work to see how it will look like on a desktop.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's look for an image. So I think we have an image. So let's go to see if we have something on let's see if we have something for me. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, let's use this. Okay, now this is what we have. So we're going to place it here. So we're going to turn on our layout grid. So I'm thinking this size is too much. So let's reduce it small. So this is what we have. So we're going to take our header. We are going to move it to this direction. And let's say shop with an amazing price discount. So we're going to move it to this place. Remember, we work with our layers grid. So this helps us with our alignment and spacing. So we're going to move this guy this way. Let's just move it to this way. And now we're going to, while designing, if your shape is disturbing, so what we have to do is we just have to lock this guy so that to stop moving, because if you are designing to be moving around, so what you have to do is just for you to lock it. So what we're going to do, you're going to click on it and you're going to lock it. So this is no matter how you are designing to not move, you get. So let's preview and see what we've done so far. So you're going to click on the play button, present. So let's see what we've done so far. So this is what we've done. So we're going to click on the option of this small option and click with. So can you all see what I've done so far?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Now it seems that our logo is too small. So this is what we're going to do. So what we are going to do is we're going to go back. So we're going to increase this guy. So we are going with the bigger text. So we're going with the 24, and we are going to increase it this way. Or we can take off the shop so that our text will look so neat. Our logo will look so neat. So this is what we have. So we can take this down and let's see what we've done so far. Okay, this is nice. This is also. Okay, this is nice. So we have to let our user know that they are on this page. So we are going to make this bold. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the home. So you're going to click on this and you're going to make it medium to notify the user that they are on the home page. So we're going to change this color to our primary color. So this is what we have. Now, let's say, for example, I'm a new user and I came to your landing page. I don't know where I am. So if I clicked on this place, so this place is going to notify the user, okay, hello user, you're on the home page. Now this is where you are. So now let's continue and work on our hero section. So we're going to go for our content filler. So I use this. Okay, let's use content tray. Okay, so I'm going to, it's a plugin on Figma. You can go to Figma and search for it. So let's just use this just for short content and we're going to apply. Okay, let's see if we can duplicate this and make this 24. And we're going to click on this. So this is what we have. You can now close it. Okay, TK, you raised your hand. Unmute and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. Please, I just want to know the name of the plugin you use for that content.
Okay, this is it. Content tray. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, I can. Content tray, right?
Yes.
So I can't see that ray. Is it R-A-Y?
R-E-E-Y-L. Yeah, R-E-E-L.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So this is it. So just use it to create content. If the content is too much, you can actually reduce them. You can just take off the first sentence, the last sentence, and you're good to go. So this is what we have. So we're going to take our secondary button. So we're going to duplicate it and move. So we're going to change this button to shop now. So let's see what we've done so far. Wow, this is what we've done so far. Well, it seems this our text is too big. So we're going to work with this text and this text to be of the same page. So we have to go back and click on this. What do we use here? We use 18 and we are using 24. So what we have to do is just to click here, and this is what we have. Let's see. Okay, now we need to arrange it in a very good way. So we're going to reduce this. Let's make it 2 line. We're going to move this guy here, and we're going to move this guy here. So this is what I have now. So now, if you want your user to know that this thing we have different sliding hero section. So what we have to do is to notify our user that this we have different sliding hero section. So we have to go to our plugin. So our icon, we click on Iconify. There's a lot of plugin for icon. So I enjoy using Iconify because it has all the icon I needed. So I'm going with this. Let's see if we can search for something. Okay, I'm going with this and I'm going with this. Okay, I can now close it. I can now click on this and I can now move it to my hero section. I can increase it. Let's increase it to 30 and duplicate it, and I can move this guy. So let's change it to face 180. So I'm going to take it to this direction, to this line. Yeah. So I'm going to take the next one to this line as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these guys inside a little bit. So I'm going to move this guy to this line, and I'm going to take this to this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this and this and align them horizontal. Or sorry, vertical. I'm going to align them vertical. So I'm going to check what I've done so far. I think it's too dark. So I'm going to change the color to our gray. Or if it's too light, I'm going to change it to our secondary color. Let's see what's come on so far. Or you can also change it to your primary color. I think this is nice. I prefer this. So let's say if you want to tell the user we have different, or we have up to 4 or 5. So I'm going to click on my shape and select my eclipse, and I'm going to reduce it to, let's say 20. Sorry. So I'm going to use it to 20. Okay, somebody's raising his or her hand. So unmute and ask your question.
Yes, sorry.
I want to get a clarification on something. So you can change icon colors with Iconify
Yes.
after downloading it on Figma.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Okay. The second person, you have a question. Okay, let's go. So this is what we have. Let's see what we've done so far. And I want to notify my user that we have up to 4 sliding hero section. So let's arrange them. So we're going to same use this guy, horizontal spacing. So we'll space it and we're going to group them. You can also make it a component. So let's change the first one, color, to be our primary color to notify the user that this is the first page. So it seems our dot is looking so big, we can actually reduce them. So let's use 17. Let's see. I think this is better. So we're going to align them. The space in between them is too much. So I'm going to, so this is okay. So we can now group them and align to the center. So this is what we have. So our hero section has been created. So this is what we have. It seems our image is looking big. We can reduce it a little bit. So if you watch, you see that our shop with an amazing price discounts is our text style that we created. This one also is our text style. This is also the color, the button we've created. So no matter how, let me show you guys something. So no matter how you adjust this screen now, watch, it will affect this. Can you all see my screen? I think I need to move this guy's display so that you can see something. Okay. So no matter how I adjust the screen, my button, you notice that the other second button is moving. You understand? So if I try to change the text, it won't apply. But once I change the color, let's change the color. This is what will happen. So I change to this is what will happen. I change to this is what will happen. Even if I change to gray, this is what will happen. So this is the fun of using components. Are you all with me? Okay,
Yes,
somebody.
I have another question.
Yes.
Okay.
What if you change from the shop now? What if you change the color from the shop now? Will it affect the component?
What did you say? I come again, I didn't get you.
What if we change the color, the button from the shop now, from the one on the web page? Will it affect the components?
No, it won't. But while adjusting this, the only place it will adjust is just the height. You understand?
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, for this hero section, I actually the question I have is that because you put sliders and you put these buttons to take someone to another page, will these buttons still be necessary? Because since it's like this, I think when you click on that arrow, it will take you to another page. So won't this hero section, won't it be something like an image or something, and as a result the button won't be interactive?
No, I don't understand your question. Come again.
This hero section now, you have a button, and the button is meant to be interactive, meaning when you hover on it, is meant to, or is it going to be just like a static page that I can just click?
If you click, you can click on this icon if you wish to see whatever images that are behind the let's say for example we have 4 images on this hero section. You can click and see all of them before continuing to do whatever you want to do on the landing page.
Okay, so the those buttons to move to the next page. It's not going to be for the whole page, but just the shoe alone or what?
Yeah, let's say for the shoe, let's call it the hero section. This is called hero section from here to this page. Just let's say this is my laptop now. When I open Jumia or Konga or whatever website, so whatever show from the beginning of my screen here to the end, that whatever show on this screen that you are seeing is my hero section on any landing page or any website at all. So from year to year is my hero section. So this button now is standing, there is clickable for you to see other hero section, other images on this hero section.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other question?
Yes, please. Okay. All right. The header section, I noticed the way you differentiated it from the hero section, you used drop shadow and then the X and Y. You also adjusted some stuff. So I don't really know about that side.
Okay, let me duplicate it and show you that. Okay, this is what I did. So on this rectangle, so what I did is I select my rectangle, right? And let's close this eye. So this is what I select my rectangle. It's going to give me gray color. So I turn the color to white and I click on my plus icon, which show me this effect. So I'm going to adjust it to the way I want. So this is what the way I want it. I reduced the opacity from 25 to 6 and my Y, it was 4 or 2. So I use 6 and my blur is 10. So this is the way I want it. So this is what I did. And I had to place it on my hero section. I made sure that this width size of my hero section of my frame is actually the same size as the rectangle so that it will move together, align together. Any other question?
No, I mean,
yes, I have it. Okay.
Of the X, the Y, and the blur. Like, how was it effective in the rectangle, on the rectangle?
Let me show you something. So let me click on it. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I click on this. Let's say we're using blur of 100, for instance. You see what is happening? Now, let's say for the Y, let's use 90. Are you seeing what is happening?
Yeah, okay.
Are you seeing what is happening? Now, yes. For the blur, let's use 100. Are you seeing what is happening?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is too bad. Very, very bad. So, and now I want to make it to be very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it and I'm going to adjust this. First of all, I'm going to reduce the opacity. Let's say 25. This is how it is.
Okay.
Which the dark stuff is still showing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce it. Let's use 15 and see how it goes. It's still showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to use 30. This is how it is. So let's use 10 and see how it goes. It's going down gradually, you understand? So I'm going to click here and I'm going to adjust it to the way I want. So I'm going to use 6. 6 is better. Now let me zoom in for you to see something. Are you noticing something?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to click on it and I'm going to use, let's use 10, for instance. And our dark shadow is station. I don't want it to be giving me this straight line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to use 6, for instance. So this is what I have. So even if you place another rectangle on it, let's say, so even if you place rectangle on it, so let's say, and change it to white. Now, did you notice something about these two colors?
Yes.
Did you notice something?
Yes.
But if you make this guy, let's say 20, it will be too bad. It will be very bad. So what you're going to do, you're going to make this 6 so that it will be very matchy. Do you understand? You understand what's happening here?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Do we have any other question? Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so don't be offended though. I think I have a problem with that button. So I feel it's too distant from that text, from those texts.
I'm not done arranging it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if I want to arrange it, just to move it this way. So this we have 21 here, we have 38, so which is not supposed to be so. So what we are going to do is to move this guy to the top. So we have 27. Or you can just click like this and align them like this and align like this horizontally. So this is it. So any other question?
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please, when you slide the page, is it just the image that will move or everything?
Is it what?
Is it just the image that will move or everything?
Depending how you want it to move. But to me, I enjoy sliding my image, the right up and the images to move.
Okay, like normally now, just when you slide, when you click on this part, only the image would change, not the right up.
On this particular design I'm doing,
Yeah.
everything will move. The right up, the button will change. Let's say another one will be, instead of shopping, another one will be get discounts or whatever you want to put here. So I enjoyed making my hero section to slide, everything to change, both the image, the write up, everything to change. So you can also unlock this guy with locked and change to our frame section. So we're going to frame this section. Now let me show you guys something. So if you group this guy, and now let's say we group this guy. Let's say we group this guy. I now want to increase my page. It will scatter. You get, so what I enjoy doing is I enjoy framing my section like this. So what I enjoy doing is, sorry. So what I enjoy doing is I enjoy framing my section like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and frame section. You get? So I can now rename them. I can say this is called header. I can call this hero section. So the DK, you raised your hand. Ask your question. Mute yourself and ask your question.
All right, thank you. Please, I want to know the effect of that framing, like framing a particular section. And again, I don't know, there are sometimes I can put up a write-up on a particular screen, and maybe when I export that screen, the write-up will get missing. Is there a possible, what could possibly cause that?
When you frame sometimes your write-up gets missing. Whenever
yes, when I export that particular screen.
Very good, very good. Now, this is what you are doing. Whenever you are designing something, whenever you are designing, so what you need to do is, as you're designing, now watch this place. So as you watch this place now, shop with an amazing price. If you watch, it's inside my landing page. Now, let's say by the time I take it off, now let's say I've taken it off, it's going to be showing you here. But once you click on this to preview it, you see that it gets missing. You get? So whenever you are designing, so what you need to do, you need to be very careful. If you design, even if it's just the header you design, check if everything you design is actually showing. You get? On your frame, it will be showing here. But on your preview here, it will not be showing. On your prototype page, it will not be showing anything here. So before you export, don't be too quick to export your stuff. Look at it very well. Check if everything is intact before exporting. So this is it. So anything that is missing, you go and look for it outside the frame. That's why we have these guys here. If you watch, this is what my frame look like. So by the time I close the eye, everything is gone. You get? Or sometimes another way to do that is just, let's say you take this guy up, for instance. Sometimes just shut the eye to see what and what is outside the frame. You get? You can turn the eye and move whatever is outside in. You get? So drop your questions. Tosin, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, so my question is, what's the difference between framing a particular selection and grouping it? That's
Okay,
my
the question is, I enjoy framing my work. The reason is because when framing your work, and if you don't frame, let's start with grouping. Now I grouped my work. Let's say I have many icons packed on one section, and I just group it. By the time you stretch your landing page, you will notice that the icon will be very stretched. For example, sometimes your icon might get missing. Now let me show you guys something. I frame this section. Now let me remove it from frame. You get? Let me remove it from frame. Okay, now this is what we have, and this is what we have. Okay, let me show you guys something. Let's take this guy out. And let me increase this guy to, let's use 50. And let me use rectangle now. Let's just use group. Now I want to show you guys something. Are you noticing something?
Yes.
Are you noticing? This is the disadvantage for grouping. But now once you frame this guy, now let's say we frame it. Now just click on the right and just frame the section. So once you frame it, no matter how you stretch your screen, it won't work. You've seen the disadvantage and advantage of framers and grouping.
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I want you guys to come up with your creating of text style, color style, and grid style. If you watch now, this is the beauty. This is it. So it's just easy something for you to just drag and move to whatever you want to design. It's an easy stuff to design. I enjoy it because before I start designing anything, I just place all my styles, the text, the color, the grid, whatever I need for my design. I just place. Sometimes I create my icon. Bring out all my icon and just place it there. Or sometimes if I don't know what icon to use, by the time I start designing, I'll start moving the icon, start duplicating everything to keep. So that by the time I'm done with my design, you see that all my styles have been created. So you're going to do something for me, which we are going to review on Wednesday class. So what you're going to do, you're going to create a style guide for me, both the text, the color, the grid, whatever you want to create. And you're going to come up with a very simple hero section, which you guys has already done before. So you're going to create all your text styles, your color styles, your grid styles, or whatever styles you want to create. So you're going to create and use it to design your landing page, which I believe Mrs. Broma is going to review for you guys on Wednesday. You get, if you have any question, feel free to tag me on Slack. My name is Helen Chumike. Feel free to tag me on Slack to ask your question. Any other question before we end the class? No questions. Okay, Tosin, unmute and raise ask your question.
Okay, so my question again has to do with the framing. So, but this time around, I also ask if you group a selection in a frame. For example, maybe you have a selection that you want to add auto layout to, then you group it, and then you also frame the entire Euro section. Then if you drag the screen, is it still going to stretch?
No. As long as you frame it, last thing you did is framing, it won't stretch.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So if you have any other question, feel free to come to Slack and ask me the question. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to create a hero section using the star guide to create your hero section. So I'm going to drop the link where you guys will submit, or no, what you guys are going to do is you're going to bring it to our Wednesday class while we review the work for you guys. So
Okay.
feel free to enjoy your day. If you have questions, come to Slack and tag me. So enjoy your evening and do have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.